Ms. Brown and Mr. Brown, if you two would come forward, please, and come to the separate table in front. If you'll just sit right by that, or stand right by that chair and right there, I'm going to ask you both to turn to the clerk. She's going to swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Folks can have a seat. All right, Ms. Brown, you are the petitioner today, and I have read your petition. I read it at the time that you filed it, and again, this morning before the hearing. But this is your opportunity to tell me anything that you'd like me to know. You can, as I said, I know what's in your petition. You can call my attention to any part of it, or if anything additional has happened, let me know that. But this is your opportunity, okay?
Okay. Well, we did have an altercation where he was pulling my hair and then backhanded me a couple times and helped me in my closet. And then the next day he had done the same thing of, again, pulling my hair, and then this time putting a sock in my mouth. That's when I decided to end this relationship. And it wasn't until recently that I realized I was in a domestically violent relationship. Although he didn't never hit me, it was emotionally and mentally abusive. So I filed the injunction, returned home with my kids to be with my family for the holidays. And during that time, he has attempted to call through various numbers, and none directly through his phone number. But I do have a voicemail on January 29th that he wished me a happy anniversary and wanted me to read a scripture verse. So I did file a report on that with my local police officer. I do have that report.
Okay. He called you directly on January 29th?
Yes. Well, several times. I have all the dates.
Wait, today's January 8th.
I'm sorry, December. In December. He called me Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and December 29th, or sorry, December 29th and December 31st. All through various numbers. And I have all the numbers here.
So 3 times, just so I'm clear.
At least 4+ times. Yes.
He left messages?
One time left a message on December 29th, our anniversary day. And
I'm sorry, I'm just checking the dates of the. Give me just a minute. I'm going to see when the injunction was. So on December 23rd, the injunction was served?
yes.
And you received a call after December 23rd?
Yes, several times. And he will say that it's not from his number, it's different numbers that he had used.
Did you recognize his voice?
Yes.
Okay, has there been any other contact after December 23rd?
No, we have been out of state until yesterday. So no physical contact, just phone calls. Like I said, he's never physically hit me to leave a bruise, but he has said several times that he would find someone to kill me, and I, thought he was joking, but given he has pulled my hair and done these things I never thought he would do, I don't know what else he's capable of doing.
Mr. Brown, would you move down to this chair on the other end? You're right. You're all right at this time.
So,
thank you. I appreciate that.
and that is my petition for the injunction. We do share 2 kids. I don't want to take him from his kids. However, I don't think he'll ever hurt them. But there is, he does smoke every day. So I don't want the kids around that. So.
All right, and there was not an issue of the home, if I remember correctly.
I'm sorry?
There was not an issue of the home. You were not living together?
No, we were living together. But I removed myself and the kids from the home.
Okay. And you have a place to stay?
Temporarily, yes. And I wasn't able to remove a lot of things from the home, so if I could go back and remove the rest of my things with my kids and I, if the permanent injunction is placed.
Well, I'll tell you, being honest, my concern with you, and Mr. Brown, I'm going to hear from you, so I'm going to hear your response, but before I leave from you, you say that he hasn't, hasn't hit you, but if I recall this, you were shoved into a closet and a sock was placed in your mouth and you
Yep.
held down for
Yeah, he held me in the closet because I told him I wanted a divorce. I found out he had been having an affair, so I wanted a divorce. And he said the only way I would get a divorce is if I signed over my kids to him. I said no, and that's when he began pulling my hair, and then took me into the guest closet and repeatedly pulled my hair until I had said yes. So I said yes for him to stop, and but then he went on me being in the wrong for him cheating, and that wanted me to say that I was having an affair also, but and that's where the backhanding had started. And then the next morning I had found images in his phone, so I locked my phone, and when I did give him my password to the phone, that's when he began pulling my hair again. It was harder, and put the sock in my mouth too. I believe muffle my screams, but
okay. All right, is there anything else you want to say?
no.
All right, Mr. Brown, I'm here from you, sir. You've heard the allegations.
ma'am.
You received a petition, did you not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Things just kind of, we both were going back and forth with each other, fighting each other. It wasn't like full out punches being thrown or anything like that, or it's just a lot of shoving, grabbing, and so forth, phones and so forth. Like she mentioned, I did have an affair, which kind of messed up my family and my relationship with her. Like I said, a lot of stuff that took place that morning. It was like I said, a lot of scratch. We both were in the wrong, and it's nothing. You shouldn't touch each other point blank when it came down to it. I know she's mad. She's very upset about me, about the affair and so forth. And this is one way I know she's gonna get back at me by leaving. You know, she knows that I do want my family. I do want her in my life. Made some bad decisions, some bad choices, and unfortunately it's kind of I gotta deal with them right now. That hurts. I do apologize to her for, like I said, she did mention last week before she took off that she felt like she was emotionally and mentally abused, and it did hit me kind of strange, as in like, well, we've been together for 10 years. I kind of wasn't expecting to hear that and so forth, but then when I stopped and all the time that I had alone and so forth, I kind of reflected back and I could see where she feels that way and so forth, and I know I was wrong.
All right, is there anything you want to tell me about the allegation that you contacted her after an injunction was issued ordering you not to contact her?
I reached out to a couple individuals trying to get a hold of her. We are on food assistance for our kids and so forth, and we had deadlines that was due by the 28th, and I did try to, no one's really trying to pay me attention, but we have to have things submitted to the state by the 28th, and it came down to her pay stubs and so forth that they were requesting, and if we didn't have it in by the 28th, we wouldn't be able to get food assistance, and it's not about me, it's about the kids and so forth. That's kind of why I just left the voicemail and just let her know that, can you please take care of this, please.
Do you understand that if an extended injunction is entered, that would be a violation?
I do understand now. If there is extended, in reference to the kids, in a situation like that, like I said, that doesn't affect me, it affects her, but it mainly affects the kids and so forth. Like I said,
But it's even if you have good reasons, if this is extended, it will get you into a lot of trouble. I read you about the misdemeanor or even felony. So
yes, ma'am.
I
do understand that. Like I said, I understand my wife. She's not wanting to put the family back together at this moment or put a marriage back together. And at this point, all I can do is like I said, hopefully get my kids and try to piece my life back together and move on at this point.
Okay. Thank you. I noticed that you didn't ask for an injunction as to the children you only asked. So is it your testimony that that your fear is as to yourself only, not?
Yes, only to myself. I don't believe that he would hurt the kids. But
So,
I want to say for the record as well, I won't hurt my wife. I mean, she's my best friend, and honestly, like I said, I really feel bad for what I did and so forth. Like I said, it's not that I'm just losing my wife, I lost a friend, and that hurts.
so what is your request regarding the visitation with the children? Are you requesting just have another, I mean, what are you going to do? Drop off, pick up? With the children? Because they're very young.
I do have friends who can meet him to drop off the kids, or or supervise drop off. I don't really know how that goes, but yes.
Okay, do you all have someone that you can agree on that could be the person that handles the drop off, pick up of the kids so that you two are not in the same?
I mean, I have my friends, as long as my friends are somewhat scared of him because he has harassed them after.
That won't work. Is there anyone that you all, any family member?
No.
You all can agree on?
No one here.
Okay, then we're gonna end up with supervised visitations. So.
Supervisors.
Right, so I mean, is there anyone?
I mean, I
do have one friend who's not scared, but yes, I do have one friend.
Okay, are you comfortable having that friend do the?
Who's the friend?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I ask? I mean, can you ask? Is there any possibility that me and her can get counseling, or she's open to counseling together? Or
Well,
she's not?
I am convinced by the actions that took place. I'm especially concerned about the fact that she was locked in a closet with the sock shoved into her mouth. That to me.
That I disagree with that.
Okay, you and I can disagree, and so we're going to disagree on that. I think that tells me that she could very easily be in imminent danger of domestic violence. When she's managed herself.
Yeah.
So having said that, that means that I'm going to order you to not be in her presence, but you all have kids, so I don't want you to not be able to see your kids, but if we can't figure out a way, and I can't in a domestic violence injunction hearing create a time-sharing schedule for you all like you would in a family case. I just simply can't. I don't know enough about your situations to do that. So what I'm trying to do is if I can, help you figure out a way so that you can see the children, because I'm gonna award the children, not award, I'm gonna have the children go with her, but you can't see her, so you all can't meet somewhere and drop off and pick up with the kids. You can't just call and say, I'd like to see the kids this weekend. So if you have something, if you have something that you can suggest that you think would work out, then I can help you with that and I can put it in the injunction. Otherwise, all I'm going to be able to do is either order supervised visitation, so there's somewhere where you can drop off, but you don't actually see Mr. Brown, and he can see his kids. That's not my preference. If there's no problem with the dad and his kids, I don't really like to make it an artificial environment.
Right.
So that's why I'm asking if you have anyone that you think can help you all.
I'm okay with her friend. If her friend drop the kids off, that's fine.
All right. And do you think that would be willing to discuss between you two when you're going to have the time sharing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend, or I'm going to change the temporary injunction to a permanent injunction for 1 year.
For 1 year?
Yes.
Please.
Rather than permanent, I'm not going to make it permanent. I'm going to make it for 1 year, and I'm going to make the visitation with the kids to be coordinated through Melissa Sampson. Okay.
So at this point, Your Honor, it's my wife. She's saying that we're planning for a divorce at this point.
The only thing that we're here for today is whether or not a domestic violence injunction is going to be entered. So if you all do, either one of you files a petition for dissolution of marriage, then also be assigned to be able to hear it. That's when we talk about those kinds of issues. This is just to avoid any violence.
Your Honor, I think you don't see any danger with him seeing his kids, but there was an option of me moving back home to New Mexico because I am the only one out here with my kids trying to make, but I'm not sure how that would go. How would that?
Well, you would have, I can't practice law for you, but if one parent is trying to remove the children from the location, then you need to file a motion for relocation of the children. You can't just
Right.
move to.
You can't just move.
Right, so look into that, okay? Don't, make sure you don't get yourself into trouble with that.
Right. Okay.
That's possible, where kids can go to a whole completely different state.
You folks may want to call legal aid and talk to an attorney, because I'm not going to be able to help you through any kind of divorce proceedings. And ma'am, I'm going to give you a one-time return with the law enforcement officer to pick up your belongings at the home.
Okay.
You'll have to coordinate with the law enforcement officer.
Okay. Could that be done soon? Possibly today?
You'll have to coordinate with them. It's
Okay.
whenever they.
Okay.
Your Honor, if you could just let her know, I didn't know that we were experiencing all the emotional and mental. I didn't know that. And like I said, that's why for the 10 years we've been together, we probably had roughly about 10 hours, 15 hours of counseling.
You said that you've had that.
I mean, we haven't even had that much counseling. The last time we had counseling when we were in college back in 2005, 2007. And that's why it's just a little shocking as in to hear, like I said, I know I can be mean whenever I get upset, and I think that goes both ways. It's just, I think things are getting a little kind of escalated more than what they really are. I just didn't know that she felt this way. I mean, no doubt the shoving and all that took place before she left, that was uncalled for, and I guess obviously I know that was probably something that was completely new to her because it hasn't happened before, so that kind of freaked her out. I understand that, but the emotional and mental kind of was kind of messing me up. I don't wish that upon her. And is there any possibility that I mean, she's speaking of relocating, is there any way that's legalized, I guess, seek legalized? As for co-parenting classes, do we do that separately or do we do that together?
I'm not ordering you to take any classes. You're going to get the paperwork. It's a lot. It takes me a few minutes, so, but it's going to all be in here, and I urge you to make sure that you're really familiar with everything.
Sure. I think we both already started counseling, so, and I do request for counseling for the kids if we can. due to separation. I'm not trying to be a nuisance, Your Honor, but out of curiosity, I've heard word about she felt like she was emotionally and mentally abused. I've heard about that. And for weeks now, I've just kind of been racking my brain on how or what exactly was there a particular event or something that kind of why she feels that way?
Okay, I'm not gonna allow you to question her
Sure.
in this situation, so. And after you leave here today, you're not gonna have any contact with her, so you're gonna have a little bit of trouble. You're gonna have to probably ponder that one on your own. All right, you folks, if you'll move back to the first row and let you work. Thank you, folks.